You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Days of Our Lives fans, I am sure you have seen by now that Tate Black and Sophia Choi's Salem High School senior prom night is right around the corner, but so is the birth of their baby. So will prom night be cut short by a trip to University Hospital and the labor ward? It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we're going to talk about the upcoming prom night for Tate, Sophia, Holly, and others. But also know, there's a chance we could see Sophia's water break during the big night. We have to wonder if Tate's going to have to rush the teen mom straight to the hospital and cut their prom night short. So obviously, Sophia and Tate found out about their unplanned and very unexpected pregnancy several months ago, and the birth of their baby could happen at any time now. Sophia's belly is getting bigger by the day. She was complaining about the lack of good choices of maternity prom dresses. And despite her pregnancy, she and Tate have been very focused on graduating high school and navigating the ups and downs of an unplanned pregnancy. Sophia and Tate are hoping that they can adopt out their baby to a nice couple so they can both go to college and keep moving forward and achieve their dreams. And of course, recently, Days fans saw Sophia was stunned when Tate asked her to the prom on the spur of the moment just to celebrate the end of their senior year and the upcoming adoption of their baby. And Sophia hesitated, but then finally Tate asked her properly, and Sophia agreed to go to the dance with baby daddy Tate. So right now, everything seems great for Sophia and Tate. Well, it did with Chanel Dupree and Johnny DiMera because they finally got the approval from Amy Choi to let them adopt the baby. And then everything blew up and it was awful. So while Sophia was out shopping for maternity prom gowns on Days of Our Lives, of course, that's when Johnny had a change of heart and he nixed the adoption. That broke Chanel's heart, especially when she was trying to get Johnny to finish having that conversation with her. And instead of, asking Tate and Sophia to give them a few minutes to talk when they came to the door, Johnny just brushed aside Chanel's insistence that they finish their talk first. And Johnny just told the teens, he told Tate and Sophia, no, we're not going to adopt your baby. And of course, they're confused, they're hurt, they're angry. And this week, we're going to see Amy Choi going back to pushing on Sophia, and she really irritates her daughter. So it may be that Amy's gone back to pushing Sophia, saying she and Tate are going to have to get married and raise the child together, And of course, Johnny isn't going to see it coming when Tate shows up at the Salem Inn where Johnny's staying, and Tate just sucker punches him. And of course, he's run over there to hide after Chanel kicked him out. And Johnny first went to the mansion, but then EJ came home and Johnny can't stand the sight of his dad right now. So it's just a big hairy mess. But despite all of this bad news and upheaval, hopefully Sophia and Tate can still enjoy a fun-filled night at Salem High's big prom. But bear in mind, it is May sweeps right now, so we expect amped up drama for the big night. And we could also see Holly Jonas asking Hottie Doug 3 to go to the prom with her. But whoever Holly takes with her, whether she asks Doug 3 or she goes solo, all eyes might be on Sophia and Tate. Not because I think they're going to get crowned prom king and queen or anything, but because, the New Days head writers may be really wanting to amp up things for their very first go at sweeps, So Sophia going into labor and having her water break at prom would be a big way to go, a big way to amp it all up. So Tate may have to rush out of the prom with Sophia and over to the hospital so she can pop out their love child as tension flies between Holly, Tate, and Doug 3. All the teen scene kids may come to the hospital. So in the end, the birth of Sophia and Tate's baby could lead to new beginnings for these graduating seniors. especially if Amy's pushing them to get married. However, what I'm really hoping for is that maybe by the time prom night rolls around that Johnny will have worked through at least some of his daddy issues about EJ and Sammy, and maybe Johnny will tell Chanel he's sorry and agree that he wants to go forward with the adoption. And of course, then he'd have to go crawling over to Amy and tell her he had a little crisis of conscience, but he's all in now, you know. I mean, if Johnny doesn't relent and he and Chanel adopt the baby, Tate and Sophia are going to be in a tight spot come graduation because they've got plans and it's not to get married and raise a baby. So just by the way, one very long running fan theory, and we've mentioned it here a couple of times before in passing, is that there's a possibility that it's not Tate's baby and that it is Sophia's and Aaron Green's. Remember, that's Kat Green's younger brother, the high schooler he is off screen right now. He is up in Canada visiting their mom, Katerina. I don't know if he's doing school remotely or he got done with classes early. They gave some explanation, but Sophia was hanging out with Aaron off screen and they were, eating lunch and doing a body and soul marathon. That was the day she was so upset about Tate calling her Holly's name during sex. So there's always the chance that that could crop up at the last minute because Sophia was upset. Aaron really, really likes Sophia. So they might have had a little afternoon delight, but then he saw she was still hung up on Tate. Plus he had to go deal with his mom stuff. And so he just left. But if Aaron comes back for graduation, it could come out then that this is his baby and not Tate's baby, or this might just be wishful thinking by some viewers. But it's been kicking around for a while, so I just wanted to mention it because we're obviously getting down to the wire on the baby story. And of course, we'll let you know if we get a comings and goings update indicating that Aaron is coming back to Salem. In the meantime, we are counting down the days to prom night in Salem and waiting to see if Tate and Sophia go from dancing in the gym to labor and delivery. So big question, will Tate and Sophia's little bundle of joy arrive on prom night? And will Chanel get to be a mom at last? Or will Johnny still be causing problems and disappointing his wife and the teen parents to be? We'll see.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.